Hello, everybody. This is the From the Outer Reaches podcast, a wrestling podcast. I am your host, Daniel, joined by my tag team partners.
Your boy Zach.
And David again.
As we are once again another week closer to WrestleMania, and what does that mean for the storylines and for the wrestlers going in? We did in some AEW news. They were in Fresno, which is our where we all originally met, where this
Also
alliance
in
was
LA,
formed.
by the way. I
And
got
in,
a ton of ads
L-
for it.
yeah, they're coming to LA, or they're doing like a couple in LA, I think, if they
I
haven't done
think
them
they did
already.
one last week. I was going to bring it up last week and I totally forgot. Sorry, AEW.
AEW. Um, they introduced a pretty big indie wrestler, Speedball Mike Bailey, who has had some bangers. Him and Will Ospreay have some really good matches together on the indie circuit. And I was like, what the fuck?
Not speedball, not a drug, dog.
I had a couple ex coworkers who went. They were like, I don't know what AEW is, and they're like, I was like, oh, it's wrestling, and they're like, oh, okay, and then they like got the dorms got free tickets. I
That
was like,
makes a lot of sense.
What
One
are
of
these
my,
random letters put together?
there was a
no,
lot of people.
I was at a work event and they were giving away free tickets and no one was quite sure what it was. And when they announced what
Why
it
are they just
was,
giving away all these free tickets? That worries me.
get
Because they gotta
get
get
people.
boots.
Although
Yeah,
I will say I went to a Bellator event there once
I
for
did too.
free. Or maybe for like $5. It was like these tickets
yeah,
were
yeah.
Yeah,
basically free.
but yeah, I did that too. But yeah, so that's cool that AEW was there. We'll talk a little bit. Will Ospreay had some comments that have inflamed a certain part of the wrestling community
Oh,
online. Um, it's not that big a deal. It's like,
I think when you say we'll see, I
mild.
might be thinking of somebody else, but
It's more
yeah.
like a mild sauce than a.
It's like what you have. It's like quarterback speak, right?
And, and to be fair, it doesn't take a whole lot to get internet wrestling fans riled up. You could say the most milquetoast thing and they'd be freaking out. So it's not.
And they're ready to fight. Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about the WWE results from March 10th, this past SmackDown, which is I think what the 14th or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Um, and then just kind of discussing where we think everything's going. This Monday, tomorrow will be the big reveal of John and Cody. They will be in
oh,
the same building for the first time since the incident.
This,
the
yeah.
incident.
This Order
Tomorrow's
66.
tomorrow's really gonna move a lot of stuff forward. I have a feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. And this Raw definitely did too. I
Yes.
think
Mhm.
Raw really is been the pretty sister, the Cinderella, if
Yeah.
you would, of this WWE
SmackDown's had
series.
a few bangers recently. I'm gonna give them
Yeah, no,
they've
this
getting their flowers.
this past Fridays was actually really good. I
Yes.
Yeah.
actually enjoyed that, and I was genuinely impressed with what they pulled out. And we'll
They've
talk about
always
that.
they've always kind of switched which one has been carrying because I remember there was a long period of time where Raw was such ass and like SmackDown was so good, and I feel like eventually one just kind of takes over narrative wise, and then the
Yeah,
other one is just kind of like a sideshow, and
It's
I feel like
filler
it's I
or
feel yeah I feel
yeah.
like it's kind of switched back now. The scales have tipped.
Because it wasn't Bloodline on SmackDown before?
Bloodline
Like
was
the
SmackDown.
main
yeah,
The
yeah.
main all your main story stuff. There was many a time where me and Daniel were watching SmackDown on a Friday.
On a Friday, not focused on my tasks at hand. I said things that yeah. I tried to multitask playing Dungeons and Dragons and watching wrestling with Zach, and that did not go well.
Oh, but those SmackDown episodes were worth it. They were so good.
Paul Heyman's
Yeah.
cutting a
I
promo.
was about
Shut
to
the
say, yeah,
Promo,
fuck
Paul
up.
Heyman's cutting the promo.
Promo
Daniel's over
every
here rolling
time.
dice.
Uh, Tribal Chief.
Yeah, so I actually have a couple hot takes. Speaking of Paul Heyman, Zach, our dear friend, everybody's favorite WWE writer Vince Russo had some thoughts about Paul Heyman.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Who's Vince Russo?
Oh, Zach, this is more of you. I know who Vince Russo
All
is,
right,
but
Zach,
you
who's
really
Vince
know the
Russo?
history of Vince Russo.
Vince Russo, in a nutshell, he was a writer for WCW,
Okay.
and he wrote himself into a lot of stories. And he had a very specific, he had a way of writing that was just very like throw everything in the kitchen sink. He came up with a lot of really notorious storylines, like Buff Bagwell's mom on a pole match.
Okay, I Googled him.
Winner gets Buff Bagwell's mom. He
Interesting. Sure.
Did he work? Because I always thought of Eric Bischoff as like the head guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
he worked with Eric Bischoff.
Was he like the number two behind
He was like
Eric or
the number
something?
two. He was like the actual guy who was writing it. And very, very famous because his big thing is he really liked to write it like blurring the line of what was on the show and what was real. So they would use a lot of like he would go out there and he would use the term like K-vape on air, which is he would like
At the time, it was like a sin.
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
because he would like be like, oh, this is fake, but Hulk Hogan is doing something real, and so it was to drum up interest, and some people really Vince Russo made a lot of money, but he also was responsible for WCW kind of like crashing because of how he wrote storylines, and his type of booking and his type of writing gained the ire of a lot of people throughout the industry, most
Yeah.
notably Cornette.
Jim Cornette.
Joe Cornette absolutely hates him once. He's literally staying alive just so he can pee on Vince Russo's grave.
That
Who's
that is
Jim
it.
Cornette?
That is a legit thing. So Jim Cornette is
Was
the
he like the
equivalent.
voice of WCW?
He is the equivalent of that old hat, like that
Yeah.
old dude who loved football and goes, "Why don't we do the Green Bay Packers Vince Lombardi toss
What happened to the wing
anymore?
T dog? Where's the wing T?
The forward pass ruined football. We
Ball.
need to be running the ball." That's like Jim Cornette in wrestling. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
he's like it's funny because I've never seen a man hate. No, I mean, we have. We
Yeah.
live in with humans, so yeah. But he literally has come out and like has like threatened Vince Russo's life. Has told his wife. I don't know how real this is, but he's on a couple episodes of the Dark Side of the Ring. He talks about the Von Erichs, and he talked about Jim Russo or Vince Russo, and he was like, "It is in my will that if my wife doesn't, if I live before Vince dies, or before Vince dies." And my wife does not take me, regardless of my health status, to
I'm
go.
peeing through this catheter on his grave.
He's like, I
Yeah.
will piss on his grave, and if she does not do that, she is removed from the will.
Hot damn, dude. I'm gonna force her to commit a crime.
I'm also gonna say Jim Cornette is also an amazing on the mic promo.
Yeah,
And so some of it may be
him working
just
it.
Drumming up
him
some,
working
yeah.
it. So I think it's a mixture of he actually hates Vince Russo, but
Plays it up to 11.
he plays it up to
Well,
11.
12,
What?
12, 13, I
12,
think.
13. Oh, we're way above 10.
Yeah. But no, so that's the big thing. So Vince has also come out and has had a lot of thoughts about wrestling that don't like they're not great.
Is he like the hot takes guy? He's just throwing out, who's better, Michael
Yeah,
Jordan or LeBron
a
James?
little bit.
Kinda.
He's kind of like the like I've it almost feels bitter in a
Yeah.
way.
Mm.
He kind of just comes out and he has like takes about like he doesn't like the way like the women dress now.
Yeah.
He's like it's too like Tiffany, how she wears like I guess they
He's
can
like,
be
I
called.
want less.
No, he's like I want more because he's
Yeah.
like we're like one more thing away from like a porn convention.
I just want to note at the time he was writing, what were the women wearing then?
It was more like
Just-
singlets. It was more like singlets.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, because that was what early
Yeah.
or early night, and then the Attitude Era happened, and that was when.
Oh, you gotta understand, Jim Cornette is way before. He is like Hulk Hogan era, before
Yeah.
that
Huh.
era of like wrestling.
Oh, you're saying Jim. I thought you were talking about
And
Vince.
then
My
Vince-
bad.
Vince,
Jim Cornette.
Vince was riding up in fucking booty
Got him-
shorts and
got him
yeah.
crossed. Okay, now I know who we're talking about.
No,
Makes sense. that Jim's
Vince
like,
has come out, yeah, and said that he doesn't like the way like Tiffany dresses because he
Oh,
says it's
that's-
too revealing.
That's kind of crazy from the man who wrote WCW.
again, I could get Jim kind of going that if
Wow.
he's like the old dog, like, hey,
Yeah.
this isn't how we do it kind of thing. But all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, so since we're talking about Vince Russo
Right.
came out and made a comment on some podcast about that Paul Heyman overplays everything.
What?
Yeah.
I hate Vince Russo now too.
Let me
Did
get
he
the
have an
exact.
example?
It popped up, and it was also
just
shout out
feel
to
I love Paul Heyman. I barely have
too.
watched a lot of wrestling, and I think he's amazing for
I do
what he
too.
does.
shout out to the second Google search is Vince Russo related to the Russo brothers who made the Marvel movies?
And I think it's because of Paul that every time that we say somebody's not good on the mic, I'm like, just find a Paul Heyman for
Heyman,
them. Like,
Yeah.
exactly.
please, like he's just so good. If you can find somebody, not saying as good as him, but like
Yeah.
decent, come on.
Hmm.
Vince has his own podcast called the Bro Down Podcast, which
Nice.
yeah, that feels like
And he thinks
uh
women are wearing too little now.
these are his words about Paul. I don't like Paul Heyman. It's very hard for me to be objective when it comes to Paul. I think the dude has been cutting the same freaking exact promo for the last decade. It's so one dimensional. It's always the same thing. I think he freaking overreacts. I'm not a big Paul Heyman fan like everybody else. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion.
That's wrong.
What'd Paul say?
I think Paul gives a fuck about
Get
Vince.
Paul on the mic.
Which
He
is
probably will.
Oh, but if you seen a Vince Russo promo, shut the fuck up, dude. If you're gonna no. All right.
the the thing that Vince really carried on was that he got Hogan to
Mhm.
become Hollywood Hogan.
Yes.
So like the New
But
World
didn't
Order.
Eric Bischoff kind of say that he did that? Or is it everybody's claiming that they did it?
Yeah.
Everybody claim, but like,
Because didn't even Hulk kind of say, like, no, that was
yeah.
like my idea.
Yeah.
But Vince Russo is like, oh, I like came up with the NWO and like, so he started.
You might have
that.
had the idea, but like I
Yeah.
built the framework that it
I
was
wrote the
built on.
yeah, I
Yeah.
wrote I colored in in the colors.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought that was a little fun thing to talk about. And what we'll do is we'll talk about WWE, talk about Raw, and then I'll tell you about Will Ospreay. And like I said, it's the most non-starter. It's the thing, like it's the most quarterback statement ever.
Yeah.
But you know, people were ready to fight people.
Yeah. Well, they always are.
So let's talk about the first match of Raw. It's our favorite man, Jey Uso versus Grayson Waller. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I don't the hype for this Jay and Gunther match. I don't know. It's like it feels like when you're scheduling your dentist appointment, you just kind of go, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I have to do it. It's not a real.
It's a commitment now. Like,
we're in it.
We're locked in. They're just
Yeah.
trying to make Gunther a bad guy. And I'm going to say this again, and I mentioned it last week. They're doing the same thing with Charlotte Flair. She's
Mhm.
attacking people, and she's getting the heel vibes so that Tiffany's going to look great. And they're doing the same thing with Gunther and Jay.
for me, the other main events we've got are so much more interesting.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like the result of this match is the most obvious out of the other main events that we have. Like,
What do you think?
I think Jay wins.
Okay. That's what I was
yeah.
thinking. But I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if you were going to go like, I think
No.
Gunther's just going to put him into the ground.
I kind of wish that would be kind of really funny, but I feel like the result of this one is just really obvious and it's just not
They're
interesting.
just trying to push him up so
Yeah.
hard. You're just like, we already know who's going to win. Maybe
Yeah.
they say, fuck it. We're just going to not do that.
Dude,
and
if
give it back
Gunther
to
wins, oh, I'd be so happy.
Jimmy's up next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a fun one. It's a tough match. I think Jay really hasn't done a lot. Like he's wrestled, right? He comes out and saves.
I was going to say, he comes out as this like hero, and I feel like they've done it too many times where it's like, it just feels fake. Like,
Mhm.
I know the storylines are fake, but it's like, there's got to be a better way to write where people are going to get behind Jay. Just make Gunther a bad guy. Don't even have Jay coming out to be this hero. Just let Gunther be a menace.
You little sick kid in the crowd, come here.
Like,
I feel-
it kind of feels
I
like
will
that.
wrestle
Like,
you.
I feel like there just had to be a little bit something more spice to this to get me to really like care and be invested. And I think Daniel's been talking about it for weeks that there just hasn't been a promo from Jay that makes me go, yeah, okay, I'm invested. I want to see what happens.
Hey, Paul, can you come over and just be on the mic for
Dude,
Jay? It's going to really
honestly.
help this match.
And again,
Honestly,
I'm not hating on Jay in the sense that like
I know.
or, like because like I found like videos of him cutting promos on Roman when Roman was trying to absorb him and Jimmy into the bloodline, and I'm like, do this,
Mhm.
do this.
But I
Just
think
do
there was
it
more
once.
there, though, right? Like, there was more of a storyline to where Gunther and him. I don't know if he's ever had to deal with the like just this random person I'm wrestling for a title. Like that was like
Yeah.
that had been built up into something.
Well, he could be like, I've dealt with a bully before.
Mhm.
I've dealt with
You're a
Roman.
wannabe Roman. Or,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I've dealt with the biggest bully in
That's
WWE
true.
for the past 4 years, and
Yeah.
and I got out, and like a cult person, like a person leaving a cult, and I got out,
Look
and
what
we're trying to
happened to
do
him.
this.
I'm gonna do the
Yeah,
same thing to you.
do that, and I would be like, okay,
Done.
But you know everybody's gonna get on the keyboards like, well, actually, Jay didn't do anything.
yeah, but
Yeah.
he needs his hero moment, right? He needs his John Wick, like they keep asking if I'm back. I think I'm back, kind
Yeah.
of moment. You go, yeah,
Yeah. Woo. But yeah, I feel like there's just not enough. Like everything else is so compelling with the storylines, and
That's your
it's
bathroom match, isn't it, Zach? Zach's just gonna go
it's
use the
it's what I would
bathroom.
call like it's yeah, a little bit
Zach's
because
like,
I'm
hey, I got a phone call, guys. I'll be back. Just
back,
let me know when it's done.
listen,
which I
I'm a,
feel is a shame because I feel like the actual match itself will be good,
And
and
I
I feel
feel
like
like
the
Gunther's doing so much work,
oh he
dude.
is
Gunther's great.
On the
Gunther's great.
mic, I'm like,
yeah.
God damn, I hate you. Like, you're doing so good.
Oh, Gunther's great. Yeah, like you can't. He cuts one of the best heel promos I think in WWE right now.
I also liked him. And when we get into SmackDown, I appreciated just how he worked the crowd a little bit. It was fun.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, and I kind of like that they've moved away from this like before when he was the ring general. We kind of got it. Evil German. It was there. We all were. If you didn't see it, the
He was
critical
going to
thinking.
start throwing his hearts out at people, but
Yeah,
he didn't go
exactly.
that far.
I mean,
So.
Yeah, Kaiser just need to wear something like steel gray, and we'd all be like,
Why does he have two fives or those
uh,
S's? I can't
So
tell.
this is that.
what are these lightning bolts? Like we were a good 5 seconds away, right, from him wearing the hat, coming out like Christopher Waltz and fucking Inglorious Bastards,
Why is
like
he dressed like the Red Baron? That's weird.
Not the Red Baron.
comes
Ooh, are we
on a
getting
plane,
pizza or what, dog? What's going
Different war, but same group. I don't know.
not the
on?
biplanes. So yeah, Jay did, but Grayson's. I like Grayson Waller. I like
Mhm.
Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. The problem with Austin is that he was because he's jacked. Vince thought he was gonna be the next Ultimate Warrior Hogan kind of thing.
Yeah,
And if there's one thing I've learned in wrestling is if you try to force feed people to the fans, like a child, they will take that spoon and throw it across the room and say
Are you
"fuck
exactly.
talking
you."
about Jay or are you talking about something else?
Both. Oh, Austin. But yeah,
Which
no, that
I
too.
haven't seen much of them, in all honesty. I think one of them during, was it SummerSlam maybe 2 years ago, he like talked trash about John Cena or
Oh,
something.
He got a big
Austin.
push back in the day.
Because I just remember like John Cena, I think, put him through a table, something like that.
He cut
It
a
was
promo.
funny.
He tried to cut a promo on John, and John, you could tell John's like, okay, I know it. I right when like a little
Oh, I think
kid
we talked
talks
about
to
this
yeah,
last
and
week.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah. My bad.
oh God help him. I texted David during this. I was at the gym when Logan Paul came out and called
Oh,
AJ Styles a bitch, or as close as you can
yeah.
to a bitch.
Were you watching at the gym?
I was yeah. So we had at the weight
Nice.
room at the school. I like to work out because my Mondays are busy, so I meet a client. So I have work, I watch wrestling, and then I go meet a client, and then I record with Zach for our other podcast. That's my
Listening to the other
night.
podcast, just drop it in,
Oh, the Lawyer Time
Uh,
There
podcast
you go.
where dreams come
In
true.
case you're not listening there,
Which is it. And you
It's
should
true.
be.
But yeah, so I was at the gym watching that, and listen, I'm gonna say that look, Logan's not great on the mic.
No.
That's my
Let me check my hand. What do I have to say? Okay.
and listen, I'm gonna say this, he's not a great wrestler. That's my hot take. He's not a great he's not a great wrestler. He's a good athlete. There's a difference.
I will commend him for his commitment to like getting better because I assume he was trash when he started
Yeah.
and nobody respected him, but at least now it's like he's put in the time, he's put in the work, and I'm not saying he deserves it, but
He
not all
executes
celebrities do it.
he executes his moves well. I will say that. Like you watch it and you're like, okay, like work went into this. It's not.
But he's
Yeah.
also getting some like he's not getting middle tier people, in my opinion. He's getting seasoned veterans that he wrestles with. So some of
Yeah.
it might just be you're wrestling against really good people. You're not starting in like NXT. No offense to those people, but it's
No.
like they don't have the veterancy under their belt to help you look really good.
True.
I think too, yeah, he's working with Ray, right? And obviously there's ring knowledge. There's a famous segment where Ray went on with the Chris Van Vliet on I think it might have been his WrestleMania match or one of his matches against Logan. And Ray goes, when I hit the ropes, I don't jump back towards people like a cutter. I jump up.
Hmm.
and then I flip. And so there's a famous scene where Logan runs forward to catch him because he's like, I told Logan, like, don't. And he wasn't shitting on Logan,
No.
but it's just that ring, not understanding your opponent and how like you write this. But I get it. I get that Triple H is moving into this like streamer influencer future.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. I Show Speed's on there, and God bless I Show Speed for taking that spear.
God
Because,
damn, dude.
but
I don't think you can pay me enough.
listen, I know I saw how much I Show Speed's worth.
Fuck,
Fuck
dude.
you.
Again, I don't know. Like, if I had that much money already, I don't think you can pay me enough to take that.
Oh, you got the money to pay for that new hip. You're gonna get when Braun just
You probably
knocks.
say, how bad can it hurt, right? Oh, it's
And he
fake, right?
probably
Like,
has
how
brain
bad can that
damage.
hurt?
He did. I Show Speed came out and was like, I can move now after 2 days.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
Braun didn't hold back, dude.
No,
It was a full hit, full speed.
it's a full good tackle, dog. It's a knock the
The
wind out
man
of
in
you
some
every
pads at
time.
least. Ugh.
So going back to Logan and how like okay, this is what I mean. So like Andrew Schultz is in the crowd, right? And I have issues with
I have to
Andrew
look
Schultz
him up.
outside of wrestling. I'm not like good for him. He's there. He has the money to do it. Whatever. And so he like tries to get like he like brings Andrew Schultz and he's like, "Hey, we're buddies. Like admit that like you're here to see me." And he's like, "No, we're here to see Seth Rollins and CM Punk. What are we talking about?" And so like Logan's gonna like murder him, and right before he murders him, like AJ comes out and is like, "No,
No,
you will not hurt this celebrity."
you don't want none.
And so yeah, so there's fear that because I know AJ has mentioned that this might be his last WrestleMania because he's what
Mhm.
45 ish
Yeah.
in it, and everybody's like, "Please don't let it be against Logan Paul." But that's kind of
The
what they.
last match.
Yeah, I don't know. It was what it was. Um, but I definitely think he is the boos are not from wrestling to say the
No.
least.
No.
After that, they brought out Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus the New Day. It was cool. It was a tag team match. But you know the New Day has been kicking the LWO's butt. I think it's gonna be but the big thing.
I
So
was like, it wasn't just cool, Daniel.
it wasn't. It was cool.
very great.
The match was cool, but then out of nowhere, this mysterious luchador arrived
Oh no.
wearing an American-made shirt, luchador mask.
Lucha mask.
So it was a red, white, and blue lucha mask, and so they came out and they did Gable's what is it? Well, not stunted.
His German suplex, right?
Yeah, but how he
Like,
delays
throws
it
it
a little
back.
bit.
Yeah.
So he did a delayed German suplex, and everybody's like, "It's Chad Gable. He's become a Mexican."
He went to Mexico. They got him.
He's taking their culture.
Oh, and so that was a big bit. And that was cool. I think that was a good little. And
Did
so
you
what
see
they
the interview at the end?
did, yeah.
Okay,
So
you're just about to do that.
yeah, so that ties in that. So the interview at the end, what they did is so they interviewed Chad and they're like, Chad, that's crazy that you like so you're back
Without
from
the
Mexico.
luchador mask, same outfit, like
Yeah.
everything.
They're like, oh, Chad, like it's you, like so you were in the luchador mask, and he's like, no, I wasn't, and they're like, you're wearing the exact same outfit,
Then he
Chad.
started talking shit on security. He's like, yeah, security's bad here. Like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
he's like, I don't know. He's like, they don't know what they're doing, and then as that's happening, what is that? Is it Arnold in that movie where he finds out his memories are fake?
Oh, Total Recall.
Is it like where he's like, tell me what the fuck I did?
Yeah.
So like the dude in the luchador mask like is dragged by security, and he's like, look, see, that's not me.
Yeah,
that's
he's like,
awesome.
see, security sucks here.
Like he doesn't say anything, but he's just like fighting security, and they're like dragging him out of the by the breezeway. So nobody knows who the luchador is. There was-
Maybe Chad has got like a mind control device and he is the luchador, but he's
I love the
framing
idea
people.
that he's gonna be
That'd be
talking to a match like the Green Goblin and Spider Man.
You're weak.
No, I can't do it.
Some people were like, "What if it's Ray Phoenix?" Which would be super sick because it all comes back to lucha, but that wouldn't make sense. But it kind of would. Oh, we
He's been
need
brainwashed by Chad Gable.
that actually no, that would.
He forced his American-made mask on him, like took off his other mask.
the Green
Although I don't know how that would
Goblin.
work, but yeah, like covered his other mask or something.
Spider Man.
Norman's not here anymore. They also have hinted at um with the Judgment Day that Finn is getting a match with Braun Breaker.
Nice.
I don't know. I kind of felt weird, like Dom was setting him up for something.
I
I
think
don't
so
know if
too.
you felt that, but
Mhm.
because they've been kind of clashing, and Finn wasn't expecting something nice, and then Dom and Liv after Finn had kind of left, it was kind of like, oh, that was nice of you.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
Well, they call
Yeah.
me Dirt. They call me Dirty Dom. So we're gonna see
And
what
that's where I'm
happens
like,
next.
this could be the event that breaks apart the Judgment Day.
Very well could be.
I think that's kind of what everybody's hinting at, and then the Cody Rhodes came out,
Called out Cena
Hmm.
again.
called out Cena, and me and Zach have talked about this, and I think we talked about it when David you weren't here on the
Hmm.
podcast, but
I think we talked about it last week too.
did we too about Cody being better when he's chasing?
Hmm.
Yes, 1,000%.
Cody is very good from the I have somebody I need to like chase. So even if Cody has the belt, he is in a way chasing Cena here, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where he's better than when people are like coming after him, I think. I think it works better when Cody is the underdog hero who is fighting for the people. I feel like that works better for him.
Cena's gonna drop a hot mixtape on Cody and
Oh yeah.
make so many sales, and Cody's gonna have no response.
Hmm.
Dude, it's gonna like if you think about who is in theory, right? Because CM Punk might we don't know about CM Punk yet, but in theory, if we want to play the fantasy matchup, right? Like this is how we book it. You have The Rock, John Cena, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, all trying to cut promos on each other.
Oh Cody, you
I was about to say
poor
the
summer
weakest
child.
one in there is Cody.
That's tough, dog.
You
Oh,
can't be
dude,
the Wonder Bread this time, Cody.
it's
I love it. I
It's
love
just
it.
going to be John talking about Cody's neck tattoo. You know it's going to happen.
Yep.
He's just going to start talking about it.
I
It's going
I
to be
will
bad.
note that like last year before WrestleMania, I kind of felt like the Rock's promos towards Cody were just like Mama Rhodes, like all
Yeah.
that kind of. And maybe those were great, and I missed the great ones, but it didn't feel like it ever
Uh,
hit the levels that I've seen of his old like promos.
The
I think
Rock hasn't been that rock in a long time.
No? Oh, okay. Then that's probably
uh,
it. Because yeah, I just
Yeah.
was like, and maybe he's being a little bit more PG because he's got his other stuff and he doesn't want to be on camera like saying some very mean and obscene things
It's possible.
as he's whipping people. But that's besides the point.
it is going to be interesting. I think yeah, yeah, The Rock hasn't cut because like the old Rock, right? Was attitude was like Hollywood
And
Rock.
that was probably it.
Yeah.
It was the Attitude Era. There was a little bit less filters or things weren't. You could say some very horrible things about like this person's partner who like
Hmm.
they're dating in the story and that's gonna get them to fight or whatever.
Yeah.
Which actually reminds me, we have another thing to discuss too about that. We're involving CM Punk
Oh,
and
Are
Sethy
we
boy.
skipping the EO?
No, we're not skipping that. But
Okay,
there's
I just want to make sure.
drama. There
Oh,
is a little bit of
actual drama?
is this real? Is this not drama between CM
It
Punk and
hasn't felt very fake. It honestly
no?
sometimes like
Well, Becky got involved
yeah, I saw that.
and
And
it got a
then,
little spicy. So we'll talk about that in a second. But let's
oh,
finish up. Let's finish up this. Io Sky, she came out. Michael Cole really didn't interview her. He just went, "Hey, look, Bianca Belair's here,"
I
and "Hey, look,
yeah,
Rhea's here.
she
Bye."
got like one question and then it was like, "All right, Bianca, we're going to talk to you now."
no.
I kind of felt bad, and I don't know if it was one of those like again, the language or whatever, but it's like, come on, at least give her a chance. If it's floundering, all right, then you got Bianca and you can go that
Yeah,
Yeah.
way.
you
But
go into the breathe life into. But I think she did good. I think Io
yeah.
is it's such an issue. I've thought about this. I don't know if I've talked to Zach directly about this, but I've always been right how luchadors have such a language barrier issue.
Hmm.
I've noticed that they let the Japanese wrestlers speak in their home language,
Yeah.
which I'm like, okay, why the Mexicans gotta try to figure it out? But that's neither here nor there. But I think it did good. It built up that Bianca and Rhea have this rivalry. Io's kind of just happened to get lucky, and
That's
Io
the vibe that they're giving, and she's
Yeah.
like, "No, I earned this.
Earned
Like,
it.
if you two aren't fighting, I'm fighting, kind of thing." And I was
Yeah.
like, "That's cool. That's good."
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think she slapped the shit out of both of them and then took off. And we're like, good, you're the champion. Fuck
Well,
them.
it felt like she really hit Rhea, and then the Bianca one, I don't know, it felt kind of weird. It just maybe there was a delay or
Slaps are hard
something,
to
but
do.
yeah.
You know, it's like I feel like you either really catch someone or it looks fake as fuck.
And
Like,
I assume they're just like, just do it. It's
yeah,
gonna be
just
a
slap
pain, and
me.
then we'll
Like,
move on. Just
yeah,
try not to hit the eye.
yeah.
Flat
I think,
palm,
yeah,
come
I think you want to
across.
go low,
Yeah,
a little
Mhm.
lower where you have neck muscle to kind of keep it. Not pure cheek because that'll,
yeah. You wanna
yeah, cup so you can get that pop sound.
Mhm.
probably catching that on the mic a little bit. Sorry.
Good.
If you're not watching
Um,
the audio, I was hitting my cheek. There's nothing else. I promise.
we will now have his wife come in and
Yeah.
demonstrate. Slap fight.
Ah,
I will not be slapping my wife. Thank you.
No, she's slapping you. Well, hold on.
Okay, you said
whoa.
slap fight, and I'm
Oh,
like,
Chris
a fight could be
Benoit.
two
Oh,
ways. That's all I'm
Can
saying.
we
I'm like,
can we
I'm
say
not
his
hitting my wife.
can we say his name? If we say it 3 times, will he appear? Chris
he
Benoit.
will. It'll. He appears and headbutts you.
uh, but yeah, so the last match of the night was arguably the best. Arguably the
So
best.
good.
You had
I
Seth
I
and
could
CM
have
Punk.
skipped the rest of the night and just watched that. Honestly,
It was very good.
It
It
was
was
very
very
good.
good.
It was very good. Some people had an issue with how many kickouts there were off of finishers, but I understood it because they hate each other.
it
Yeah,
was kind of like the I'm willing, I will not lose kind of thing. It
yeah,
just was good. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%. Which led to the big reveal, which is that as Sethi was about to come back and murder CM Punk one more final time, he's dragged out of the ring by a man with wet long hair.
Jimmy.
Somewhere our friend Emmett went.
He's here.
Huh.
Yes, my tribal chief.
And Roman came out. Roman came out and whooped the shit out of Seth, hit him with a couple
God,
stomps.
absolutely demolished him.
I'm gonna make you eat steel. And whoa.
Uh,
And then
That
Paul
wasn't
Heyman.
it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Paul Heyman went into the ring and comforted CM Punk. And Roman said, "Not my tribal chief."
I thought he was gonna kill Paul.
yeah.
I thought that he was gonna like spear Paul or something, or like spears
Uh,
Punk. Punk rolls out of the way, spears Paul. But yeah, so now we don't know really where everything is. It lays between the three of them. Seth probably won in a way he didn't want to win, which makes his
yeah.
rivalry with Roman or Punk kind of still exist.
Three-way match.
Yeah,
WrestleMania. It's happening.
I think this solidifies it's gonna be a triple threat match where
Seth is
it's
gonna hate Roman. Roman hates both of them. CM Punk just hates everybody, so he hates both of them. Paul
do we
Heyman's
see
stuck
a
in the middle.
do we see a Paul Heyman leave?
Oh, that'd be
Does
so
Paul
sick.
Heyman
Paul has to poison Roman, so he's vomiting during the match.
stabs him like in
If he
Gladiator?
cuts his hair, it gets rid of his power.
He
Like
doesn't let him wet his hair
Samson.
before the match.
Oh,
But I think that'll be an interesting because they've gone to the deep end with John, right? Who's to say that Paul doesn't leave?
there's a flip.
Paul, like Roman I think it's gonna be more Roman pushes Paul away than
He's gonna
Paul
push him out.
leaves.
Is Roman good on the mic, or is that why Paul's there?
He's fine.
He got better.
Mhm.
Oh, when he was good guy Roman Reigns.
Was he like inspiring the people? It was just like,
Dude.
No, there was one where John could have promo on him and it did not go well.
oh, so John's
many-
just a menace on the mic, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Many a wrestler has met John on the mic and then disappeared.
So, like back in the day, you had like John and CM when they were up against
Mhm.
each other. Was it just like amazing promos because they're
Yes.
just cutting into each
Bloodshed,
other?
dude. Every week it was
Well,
it was
and
really
Paul
good.
was also the manager for CM Punk too, right?
He was, dude.
So
Oh,
it
they
was
were
just a three-way.
bullying people for no reason.
Let me see.
Just running into Punk and Paul Heyman, dude, just fucking
Imagine.
roasting you. You don't come back.
You just go stop,
Stop,
leave him
yeah.
alone.
He's already
Oh,
dead.
please.
There was one that Roman cut, and he said "suffering succotash" in a promo, and the word he said "suffering"
Succotash, son.
like
No, I'm like,
and people went wow.
And he like looked at the camera after he said it and winked too. It was real bad. It was real bad.
I assume he
Yeah.
did not watch that back because he was like, that was no bueno.
he was like, oh, this is
He could have just made that his slogan at that point. Just he should have just leaned into it.
There's a time too. Roman cut a promo. John cut a promo on Roman. It's made a kind of a similar comment of like you need to learn how to cut promos
Yeah.
essentially. And he's like, this is what the big boys do. And he's like, I guess you're not there yet. And everyone went, well, Roman's dead.
Ooh.
Ooh. The one thing they have against John now, somebody's got to bring up his bald spot.
Nope.
No, he
I
he
saw a
cut it.
picture.
Oh, did
He
he?
cut it. He
Yep.
cut his
Fuck
hair.
yes.
Yep. So he looks. He's
Yes.
a
Yeah.
menace now. He's not the nice guy with the bald spot. It's
Oh,
all
it's
good.
back. It's
The
back
Rock
to
was
where
like, "I got hair implants for you, baby. We got it."
perfect. Oh, I'm so happy you cut it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Can't even tell.
Back to
I
old
can't
John.
wait. Cody's gonna try and say it, and John's gonna be like, "What are you talking
What?
about?"
What are you talking about?
Doc-
That's good.
Doctor Thugonomics is coming back, baby.
He's got to come out with like the
Please.
big clock around
I
his
just
neck. And
I want him to drop a song like that. Just I've never seen it, but I could just imagine it would be so good.
oh, it would just be
Can you do it with Travis Scott too? Just
Probably.
let's just
Probably.
really. They're
just
probably
really.
in the lab right now.
Oh, it'd be
Probably,
so
yeah.
good.
Because I know John's filming stuff. I think he's in He's in Budapest, I think, for
Yeah.
filming stuff. So I think that's why it kind of worked out that he's nearby. But we'll see. Monday, tomorrow is gonna be wild.
Yes.
It's gonna be something. Let me tell
I
you.
swear, if he doesn't show up, I'm just gonna be like,
Oh,
"All right,
yes,
I'm waiting
dude.
till WrestleMania. I'm done."
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
no,
pretty sure
it's-
they've advertised him coming. So
Yeah, they did last week because I texted Zach and I was like, tonight's tonight." I thought it was SmackDown.
I
was
thought
like,
it
tonight's
was yes,
yeah,
and then it wasn't.
no.
Yeah.
But I think I don't think they would advertise it without him coming because he needs to show up at least one time to really
Be
turn
Now,
some
evil.
future
screws.
listeners, when it doesn't happen, we're sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Well, we're apologizing for what we've done, but you can still
We're
be mad at
sorry.
WWE.
No, I think he's gonna show up and he's gonna. This is going to be.
It just would
Like
be the ultimate spit in the face, though, of like him being heel, him not showing. Like he
showing
sends
up.
somebody else to be like, he's like, no, he's not.
Yeah.
You're
If
not worth
if
his time.
if John's there, and I imagine he is, this is promo night. This is it. This
Yeah.
is Stallone versus Apollo Creed. If Cody doesn't win this promo battle tomorrow night, it's gonna be a long. It's gonna be watching the Raiders.
Oh, we're just
I
knowing
mean-
that interception's coming.
Do you guys think that they already have who's technically like right now? This is the plan for who's going to win. Because like, do you think that could change where maybe something happens and they're like, all right, no, we're flipping it.
I'm
It
gonna
would have
say
to be an
it's locked
injury.
in.
Yeah. Someone would have to get hurt. Like it would have to be like CM Punk popping his triceps to like
Yeah.
cause them to switch it up. I think. Unless the crowd just goes absolutely ape shit for Cena and they go,
They might. It's a possibility.
I still think Cena's going to win it in my mind. I
Yeah.
just think that
I
he
think so.
wins it. It's going to make a storyline for the year. It's going to extend it. And it's not just like John getting all these small little like nothing. He's part of the main
Part of the main.
storyline for his retirement.
yeah, he wins and they become like Evolution
Mhm.
and just beat Cody and then like December he beats John and then Cody becomes Jesus and
No, Jay's going to come out after he lost to
And
Gunther
yeet
at
his way.
WrestleMania, and he's going to eat his way into beating John just like he did in Royal Rumble.
and the online community is gonna tell it to us
Everyone's
that Jay
going to
deserves
celebrate. It's going to be like the end of Star Wars Episode 1. You know, everyone's like, da 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 da.
this. Just live it. Yeah, he's done it just on top of John Cena's corpse. And now that takes us to SmackDown, everybody. If you didn't enjoy our Raw take, so here we are with the old SmackDown.
Can I just jump in right
Yeah,
from
go
the
ahead.
get-go?
We
And I
can jump
texted
in.
this to you guys. That crowd,
They're always good.
and I
Foreign
think
crowds?
the first ever event I watched with you guys, I think they were in Britain, and I was like,
Or-
wow, that was great.
yeah, it was either Britain or
It was a
France.
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
No, it was SummerSlam.
Uh,
It wasn't the France one. It was the one when because the man had just come back or whatever her name was.
Oh,
Becky
Becky.
And I think she's from there.
She's Irish.
Oh, okay, got you.
Oh, it might have been Clash at the Castle.
No, this was like 2 years ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
It was right when you guys had started Lori Time.
Mm.
Oh shit.
Yeah, throwback.
Dog
Um,
juniors.
Which, speaking of Becky Lynch, did you want to go back and talk about the possible
Oh yeah.
drama before we hit
Now,
SmackDown? I just remembered it, and then we can go back to the crowd.
no,
Sorry.
thank you for reminding me. Yeah, so the big drama that I've kind of followed it, and like I said, that's the beauty and the hard part about wrestling is you don't really know what's real,
Yeah.
right? So the big drama is that CM Punk in his promo last week cut a promo on where Seth and was telling Becky, "Come get your man," right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um, and so Becky posted a picture of CM Punk and Roxanne Perez wearing similar colored attire. And Becky said, "You stop talking about I need to come get my man. Your wife needs to come get you. What's going on with you guys wearing very similar ring attire?"
Hmm.
And I don't know, like I said, I don't know how real this is. So, because Becky deleted it, Becky deleted the tweet.
Uh,
She deleted the tweet, and people were,
Sounds like baby. No. Like
Ugh.
he was supposed to say that, but like it's okay.
"Oh, it's real." And then Roxanne and apparently, allegedly, Roxanne and Cora Jade have unfollowed her on Instagram.
Shit.
So this is either a crazy ass work, or this is we crossed the line somewhere.
Hmm.
I think maybe it was originally supposed to just be a work, like it was just supposed to be a work, right? I
Yeah.
could see Becky Lynch posting it thinking it was a work. I could see also because AJ, for anyone who doesn't know, is CM Punk's wife. She was also a wrestler. She was the best female wrestler for a very long time in a very dark the dark era.
Oh, the Divas.
She had a really cool finishing move. It was a submission move called like the Black Widow or something like
Yeah,
that. It was
Black
very
Widow was
cool.
cool.
But I think she's been out of wrestling, and I don't think she wants to be involved in anything. You know what I
Nah.
mean? So I could see maybe her saying, granted, I guess her name was on the friendship bracelet that,
Oh, that McIntyre tried to
yeah,
take and have him eat or
eat.
whatever the fuck that was.
But I could also see it just being like she just doesn't want to be involved, kind of a thing. Could you take that down? I don't know.
So yeah, there's whispers that CM Punk got mad
Yeah.
and like
Kind
was
of
like
like that crossed the line.
yeah,
Mm.
but because I get it, it's one thing to like fuck you, right? Talk shit about
Yeah,
each other that way. It's another thing to like hint at infidelity, like
that's a little fucked up.
yeah,
Yeah.
even yeah, even for us who like talking shit to each other, like we would never make that
No,
accusation.
that one's a little. That's like one of those things you really don't joke about. You know
And
what I mean?
especially in a
Like,
very public
Yeah,
manner.
yeah, because there's one thing of like, come get your man, which is just like,
yeah, he's acting a fool. Like
he's like that a fool, come get him.
I think we've told you, David's wife that.
Yeah, well, probably.
What? There's only one Shas though, okay?
There's only one shot still left.
Dog, you had that steakhouse out for your bachelor party. And we were just like, he's out of control.
It's got like,
The
Dude, I
meat
was in a
sweat,
food coma.
the meat sweats were taking him.
but yeah, it is another thing to like hint infidelity. That is, I could see that being like, hey, would you
Like
mind
crossing
just
a
like,
line.
Yeah, especially because CM Punk's known for like mentoring a lot of younger wrestlers,
yeah.
and I think not in like a creepy way, like
No,
in a
like a legitimate
genuine,
win.
Hey, ladies, you need some
No.
help?
yeah, and in a sport or in a form of entertainment where men tend to historically in the like, there's a whole documentary about a guy
Yeah.
who's just been really creepy,
Yeah.
all right?
Oh, that's great.
Like it's like especially with CM Punk, right? Because he's so beloved and
Yeah.
He wears a Speedo,
But
you know.
and the best part is we'll never actually know. So
Yeah.
it just fuels the match. So it's kind of great.
Yeah.
It
Peop-
works out. There could actually be drama and they're not gonna they might just
No.
like let it lie, but it'll add to the actual, like you said, drama of the match.
Exactly.
I think yeah, people were hinting that this is what gets her to come back,
Mm.
and they have a tag team match
Oh, fuck.
of Seth and Becky versus AJ and CM Punk, which would be fun. But that like again, that's us and our wishful thinking.
Dude, if AJ came back, 16-year-old me somewhere would say yes.
Yeah, because she was great, right?
She's very
AJ
good.
Mendez or AJ Lee?
Yeah,
Mendez,
AJ Lee.
yeah.
AJ Lee. But I think Mendez
AJ
is her
Lee.
actual last name, but AJ Lee is.
Oh,
She had a yeah. She had all kinds of arcs. She like was gonna marry Daniel Bryan, then she was gonna marry Kane. She was marrying Daniel Bryan like in the ring, and this was like major Daniel Bryan heel turn, and he like said no. And then Kane was like the officiant and still like, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
she was really good. She had the record for a really long time for longest women's title reign.
Yeah, this is
So
that was the dark ages of women's wrestling. That
yeah,
was post. That was the Great Depression
yeah.
after
Okay.
after an economic revival. But let's go
Rival.
back to let's go to SmackDown, and then I'll tell you about talk. We'll just talk about the boy Will Ospreay, bruv. So it was in Barcelona, and like what David said, international crowds
I
for
thought it was
David.
in Madrid, was it not?
No, it's Barcelona because Angelo Dawkins wore a Real Madrid jersey at like a
Mm.
meet and greet to meet Barcelona players,
Oh shit.
and that was like a whole thing.
Oh,
Sh
because I thought didn't Gunther say something? I thought he was talking trash about
uh,
Madrid.
no, I think he probably was talking about Madrid to Barcelona because that's
Okay,
like
Yeah.
that's like talking about the
oh,
Bears to a Packers fan and you just watch their fist
I
ball up.
wish this was
Uh,
in Chicago and you're Green Bay,
yeah,
Wisconsin.
exactly.
You grip your
Because he
cheek,
said
you
something
hard
like
hit
that,
hard.
right? He's like, I would have
Yeah,
rathered it,
in
down the way.
Madrid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Classic heel move. You always got to insult the city.
Hmm.
Call it a dump. And yeah,
Logan
so
Paul does that a lot, by the way. Just want to
it's
mention
it's his five moves of doom. It's
that.
like
Sorry.
insult the city, insult legend,
Yep.
another legend who gets upset, like a
You just
bit.
run through the greatest hits. Yeah.
Yeah, we I could tell. So they started us off with the boys Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tamatonga.
Hmm.
The Bloodline basically versus LA Knight, Braun Strowman, and Jimmy Uso, which is kind of a 3 men and a baby
Yeah.
kind of team. There is a botch. Solo's cutting a promo, and he fucks up in the middle of it.
Oh hell yeah.
I think he forgets his words because he like turns and goes, "Oh fuck," and the mic catches it, so they cut to Jimmy, and Jimmy's laughing.
Oh, I must have zoned out at that point.
Yeah, it's when they're
Or
walking
maybe I
down.
missed it. I can't remember.
Yeah, so it's when the Bloodline come out and Solo's walking down to the ring, and he's like talking to Jimmy, and he's like, "Oh, you're a big disappointment," and Jimmy's like, "Well, who lost to Ulafala to Roman and stuff like that?" And so I was,
Okay. I wasn't fully sat down and locked in at that
yeah,
moment. I
no,
was multitasking because it was the start of the show.
yeah, it usually takes to get the ball rolling, but yeah, so he said that, and then the entire stadium went ooh, and that's when you know you lost
Yeah.
because high school classroom rules still apply. It was cool.
Yeah.
LA Knight's over.
Hmm.
Um, they had a
Yeah.
cool Fatu at the end of the match came out to kill Braun and put like nailed him through the timekeepers like area.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Jesus.
They will battle for they're Titans. They will battle for a very long
Hmm.
time, and I'm happy to see it. We cut to BFAB and Charlotte Flair, and I didn't catch SmackDown last week, so I was a little confused about why this match was happening.
I don't know either. I was wondering the same thing. I was like, when did this happen?
So I did the classic thing, and I used my thumbs to Google some
Was it
some
on
words.
NXT or was it actually on SmackDown?
So last week Charlotte had came out and said everybody's a bunch of bitches,
Uh-huh.
basically.
Yeah.
And so BFAB came out and was like, "You're not gonna insult my coworkers, and we're gonna fight." And Charlotte's like, "Okay, fine. Like if you want to be the one I fight, then we'll fight."
But
Okay.
Yeah, that was the context. But before that, they had a Jade Cargill interview
Interview.
with Kathy Kelly.
mhm.
That was well done.
It was good. I don't know how every episode she just looks more jacked or shredded.
It's
She's
impressive.
got to be hitting some curls and like hitting
Oh,
the
just
iron real quick, and then like,
honestly.
all right, camera ready, let's do this.
It's that
She
creatine.
she she looks fantastic. I wish I had shoulders like that. Her traps were staring at me. My favorite thing so she's like having this moment, right? And they made a really good like promo like snapshot of like what happened between Naomi and Bianca. And that was actually really good promo.
That
I
was
don't
well
think we
done.
talked
Yeah.
enough about it between Naomi and
We
like
talked a little bit. It
a
just
little
how
bit.
it seemed very real and emotional.
Yeah, Naomi took a few seconds to get the ball rolling. There is so her name's Trinity. So she's Trinity Fatu.
Mm.
Um, she's married to Jimmy for the Fatu name, and there's a moment where she's like talking to Bianca about, and Bianca goes, "Trinity, just stop," and I didn't catch that the first time.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and so she like breaks and like yells at her, "Trinity, just stop lying," and then like everything gets dead quiet, and that I've missed that, and that was a good little bit. It blurred the line per usual. Showed that Naomi called Bianca an ungrateful bitch, which I thought was a really a good touch. And so as they're cutting this, right, Jade's like, you can tell Jade's like working herself into crying, like
Hmm.
as an actor. And Liv and Raquel walk by, and they like
The
basically,
school bullies.
yeah, they basically do like the Bulk and Skull, like loser. Oh yeah, like oh, you're gonna start fucking crying now, you big baby. And she's like, fuck you guys.
Cry.
And so Liv's like and so Liv has that good like school bully laugh.
Hmm.
So that's how they leave, is her cackling away. And I was like, that was fun. I
That
enjoyed
is fun.
that.
Well, now they have a match, right? Next, I think SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna come for her ass. Uh which good for them. Good way to be fair, I think I saw on TikTok somebody's like, yeah, I would act the exact same way if I was accused of doing something I didn't do
Dude.
for multiple weeks. Um
I did you notice also, and maybe I get, hey, don't explain everything, but when they're like, Jade, how did you know it was Naomi? And it just was, I felt it was a very soft, like, oh, like, didn't she say she saw her running away or something?
yeah.
After she had just said she like, I didn't see anything like in the car, I thought. I
The
was just kind of like,
the darkness was taking me. Okay, bro.
I just was one of those like, just don't explain it. Just
Yeah.
she
It's
knew.
fine.
Like, why are you asking the question? Just she knew.
unless unless we're setting up. I know there's probably not, but unless there was another shooter on the
No.
hill.
On the grassy knoll.
Naomi was going to do it, but she
Yeah.
didn't.
Did it.
Like I don't know, like because it kind of confirms that Jade's like, oh, I think I saw her, right? Classic
Mhm.
like classic CSI Law and Order move, right? Like, oh, it's you think it's her, and then you think it's Liv, and then you think it's Naomi, but in reality, it was the teacher.
It's gonna
Bailey did it.
It's gonna be like a Knives Out moment. They're gonna get everyone in the ring and be like, "We're gonna run through the suspects."
Here's all the film. It's just them
Here's all the
rerunning the
film.
past like 4 weeks.
Rhea did it.
Right.
There you go. I mean, yeah.
was-
Actually,
That wouldn't be a bad match, right? They're both
'cause-
big in size and like I don't
It
know.
was Vince McMahon.
because like okay, I know it's probably not real, but
The
you
limo
could make
blew
that
up.
argument because you could say Rare tried to take Bianca out, hit Jade.
Yeah.
Whoopsie.
Naomi was nearby.
Went to Ren to get help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
went to run to get help, and then
But Naomi did admit it this
Yeah,
week, and that's the
yeah,
problem. If she
yeah.
didn't, like if they kept going with the I didn't do it kind of thing, maybe.
that's
but
that
yeah.
is that I did forget a very key point.
They
Yeah.
deflated it last week when it was like, I did it. I hate Jade.
That's why I couldn't be a cop because I'd be like, no. I know he admitted that he did it, but let me explain to you why it could be.
Did we force him
But
to
is
say
it a work? But is it a work?
He might be lying. This is his kayfabe. I don't know.
He may have robbed the store, but like, what are you talking about?
No. Hear me out here.
So
3
you're
weeks
saying he's
from
a
now.
heel?
3 weeks from now, somebody's gonna come out in a black hoodie, and it was me the whole time. But the Charlotte and B-Fab was cool. I think it was just kind of
It was
A
the post
setup.
match. It was just a setup for the
Yeah.
post match.
for the post match, which the ladies saw CM Punk and Seth and went, "Fuck that, we're doing it too." And Tiffany and Charlotte Flair fought.
I felt like security didn't want to touch them. Did you feel? Did you notice that? Like I
Yeah.
felt like security's it's
So-
like, dude, just get in there. Like,
so
just play the part.
An unwritten or an unknown rule is usually security is a bunch of jobber or like the up and coming
Yeah.
wrestlers.
No, and I get that.
So, well, my point was that like you could tell that like all these guys haven't been able to grow facial hair,
No.
so they're probably like, oh my god, like because they're these girls are like launching themselves at you. So you're kind of
Yeah.
like and this is the same thing as with teachers. They tell teachers when I was an educator, don't grab the girls when they're fighting.
Yeah.
Because you grab a boob, you touch, and then
It's all wrong.
it all goes bad.
I guess just it still goes back to the like, and I get it's all like a work, but there's a way you can do it where it looks a little bit more real as like security
Yeah.
instead of like doing like a this. It's just
Pass block.
That's fine.
I kind of get that, but it's like make a wall, like force them to have to go through
Yeah.
something if you're not gonna actually grab them. I don't know. It just felt
Yeah.
like they were leaving obvious pockets to get out, and it's like if
Yeah.
actual
I agree.
security were doing this, they're gonna actually try and contain you, make it look like they have to fight through you. That's okay, but
Shoot the
like,
takedown, double
yeah,
leg, take him out.
Oh,
But no, I get you. But yeah, I imagine for some of these guys, they're like, "Whoa, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Accidentally caress Charlotte Flair?"
I mean, I get it.
I
Or
get
it's
it. I
like
know. I get what you're
something
saying.
gets
Yeah.
caught, their top comes off. You never know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Damn you,
overall, it
Vincent!
was
If you
good.
hadn't have fucked it all up for everybody else and hadn't been fucking creepy,
But I mean, overall, it was good though. Like
Yeah.
it felt like actual hatred
It was a good
Yeah.
segment.
between the two.
and and I like it because out of nowhere Tiffany would disappear, and they're like, "Where is she?" And she's on top of something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm jumping, and she would moonsault onto them. And I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
That's
Because
fun.
that's what Kevin does. I love that. Like, where'd Kevin go? Oh, Kevin's on top of the lights.
He's jumping.
Kevin,
Oh no, Kevin, don't do it. And I like it. I will say, it's gonna be interesting. I like that it's Tiffany's thing is that she's the mean girl, right?
Mhm.
But she's going up against the like the Charizard of mean girls.
Yeah.
Charlotte, you can't do the mean girl act, right? They do that in every high school movie. You can't mean girl an adult.
No.
and that's where they're trying to, like I said, they're making Charlotte do what Gunther's doing
Mhm.
and just fight all these people. And Tiffany is getting like more shine, so she's like, "Oh yeah, Tiffany is much better than Charlotte."
So we will see where that goes. Actually, it doesn't really end because Cody comes on.
They keep fighting, dude.
The
I
yeah,
loved it.
so Cody comes on. The Miz like calls him like a wiener, and then I don't know, Cody just like kicks him in the balls, and then like he was like, "Fuck you, Miz, you bitch," and then oh yeah, and then they cut to this. So before Cody comes out, yeah, Tiffany and Charlotte just
They're
like
still
fall out of
fighting.
like they fall out of nowhere, and they're still fighting each other like a high
That's
school fight.
great.
It was
Yeah.
when the Miz came out.
Yeah,
Because the Miz came out, and then like as he's walking out, literally they like fall out from the back and like ruin his entrance.
he's
That's
like, "Oh,
great.
okay." Yeah, so that was cool. I like that. I like that they're trying to continue that.
And I think it's made for a good storyline. In my mind, like, right, you look at the two storylines for all the titles that are going up, and you think the Cody and the Cena is the big storyline for the men. And
Yeah.
I do feel like the Tiffany Charlotte is the bigger storyline for the women, in my opinion, just because I don't think Io versus Bianca really has much there besides just there's just new drama that's come in. I don't know.
I think this goes back to Tiffany needs to cut a promo.
Yeah.
I think what Io did by slapping both of them, it upped the ante for her.
Yeah.
So that kind of went, okay, Io's
Yeah.
in this, regardless of she slapped him and was like, "I am the champion. You fight me. This is if you want a piece of this."
And I guess we got time to develop it.
Yeah.
And that's and maybe that's part of it. Like the Tiffany and the Charlotte has kind of been developing as where
Yeah.
the Io is still kind of new. Io Bianca is very fresh.
I think WWE didn't expect everybody to be tired of Charlotte when she
Yeah.
returned, and I think that caught them off guard.
And maybe they weren't planning to go this route where it's like Charlotte was going to become such a heel and they were just going to make it two catty women fighting for a belt. But now it's kind of like, no, Charlotte, nobody wants Charlotte to win.
Yeah, so now you need to build Tiffany up as a hero, and not just
Mhm.
and willing to take the fight, which was what them still fighting, which is kind of
Exactly.
funny. My teacher instincts were re-stimulated. I went, fuck, still.
Like, we gotta bring it up.
Vince is out in the back, just put the two blonde women
Blonde
out
women
there,
together,
just
let 'em
fight.
Listen, it worked in the 90s.
Let the boy watch.
Yeah. He's like, back in my day, we
Yeah.
did panty matches with blonde women.
That worked.
And then we had interestingly Damian Priest versus Shinsuke.
Well, wasn't it technically Damien versus? Oh no, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
But they had done a promo with Drew earlier,
Yeah.
which they kind of built the storyline of why he hated Damien so much, which I appreciated. I was like, oh, it's actually like it does
Makes
go
sense.
deeper than just
Yeah.
recent.
Yeah, you guys he costed him and he's like everything, and I like
Everything
that
you got was just due to like
me fucking
Me.
up.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't
he-
deserve anything.
He's like Buggy. He just kept falling up.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think is good. I think the Shinsuke thing. I think I love that. Like they just have Shinsuke like cut a promo, like say something in Japanese, and they're like, "Oh well, I take that. And I took that
Right.
as an insult,
So
and I
It
took
means
that
you wanna
personally."
fight.
And so yeah, so they went. It was good. I think Drew coming out at the end really upped
Hmm.
it. Um, if they would give Oscars, I think Drew should win an Oscar for
Drew's
something.
very good.
He's getting it. The light bulb's on,
Yeah.
and he's just a menace.
And I kind of hope
Um,
they keep building this Drew Damian. I
Yeah, I
do
think it'd be
think
a
the
lot of
two
fun.
of them could do some stuff there.
Yeah.
I think Drew has designed his character now to just be Drew versus anybody.
Yeah.
Could you almost say like Drew and Kevin are very similar, where it's like
Hmm.
it's always other people's fault?
Yes.
But Drew, to a degree, isn't exactly that because some of it's just like I screwed up and you just were there to like
Yeah.
get my sloppy seconds, basically.
My response and my take to that is that so Kevin has a point.
Hmm.
Kevin's point is that why are we just forgiving Roman? And to be fair, when you watch, he hit Kevin hard as shit with that golf cart.
Yeah.
With McIntyre, it's his own pride and greed has gotten in the way, but he blames other people because of it.
Yes.
Is what I think they're trying to do, and I think that's good.
Hmm.
I think the way like Cody and everybody was responding to Kevin is the way they should be responding to Drew,
Yes.
so to speak.
Yes.
That's what it feels like Drew's character is. That
Mhm.
he's like, no, everybody else, and like, yeah, he eventually acknowledged that like I fucked up, but like he's never really like taken accountability if we're gonna
Ability.
talk,
Yeah, like
right?
right after that happened at WrestleMania last year, he was after CM Punk because he was the one that cost him the title.
Exactly.
And he
Yeah,
still hated Seth because of the lead up for all that. So it's like
Yeah.
it was all there, but
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
I just like how
wet.
they spun in Damien, where it was like, oh, all these matches that like as a viewer you're not thinking about this connection, and maybe they did it on purpose, maybe they didn't, but then they just woven in like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Damien got it from Drew. Oh yeah, this fight Damien got this from it's like all of Damien's success wasn't Drew's saying like wasn't earned almost.
Exactly.
No, yeah, and I think that that's the beauty of the long term storytelling that they're doing. Like you said, like that, like I kind of forgot that Damien did fuck over Drew,
Right?
Yeah.
Because
When I saw that I was like, oh wow, like okay,
yeah,
there could be a rivalry here.
Yeah.
Like that's cool.
yeah, and anybody who kind of beats Drew is now potentially a boogeyman for him.
You're on his
To
list.
fight. Yeah.
Give him his
It's a fun
death note.
character.
You're just wrestling and Drew's standing behind you, going, "Well, remember that one time you didn't let me pee in the bathroom?"
Right.
You cut me in line for
Claymore.
nachos, dude.
That one guy's not going to give him his change at Target and just out of nowhere just going to kick across the face. Um, yeah, I think because I remember people were like McIntyre and Priest was supposed to be a match at Mania, and apparently people went boo. But I think they're trying to go like, no, look, here's the connection.
Like this
Yeah.
is it. Like look it.
Yeah, I
Hey,
think it's
you're
cool.
supposed Drew's supposed to hate this man.
I think it's cool, and I think it'll be a really good match.
And I think it'd be a good match.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think so
that
too.
size-wise they're about the same. I
Mhm.
think that their wrestling would just I don't know. I think it'd make for a fun
It's
match.
gonna be good.
I think so too.
A good Saturday match. I'm
yeah.
not saying it's a Sunday match.
No, but
I
it's a
think
good
for sure it's
Saturday
a
match.
Saturday match.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. We next have Carmelo Hayes and Randy Orton.
I thought that one was kind of random.
It is so it's not because it isn't, but it is, but it isn't. So
I
what
mean,
they're
I know
doing-
Carmelo like he just talks trash to everybody.
yeah. Well, I think I think he's doing like the Drew, like a smaller version
Yeah.
of the Drew thing, where he like anybody makes a comment, he
Oh, you
takes
want
it
to
as a
fight?
slight.
Let's go,
Yeah.
dude. Like
Well,
I'll meet
that's
you in the
what-
ring. I'll go
This-
set up the match.
Did you see the setup to it?
I
Well,
think I saw it. I can't remember.
It
That's
was
how
them-
it just wasn't memorable.
It was them talking about Fortnite.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I did not
And
see that.
yeah, so they're talking about Fortnite, and Randy
Does
goes.
Randy even know about Fortnite?
Yeah.
Randy plays a lot of video games. So the reason why Randy got involved,
Wow.
he goes, Fortnite's for kids,
Oh, hell yeah.
and then basically goes, you
I
bitches
did
need
see
to.
this.
He's like,
I
you guys
did
need,
see
you guys
this.
need to play like an adult game like Elden Ring. And Carmelo's like, oh, you think I'm a child? And then like it just and Kevin's
He's like, I'm
Randy's
gonna go
like,
set up a match.
Yeah.
yeah, and Randy's like, what? And he's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah. I'll
And
fight
now-
you.
And now here we are.
Don't make Randy come off with these B tier storylines. Come on.
But I mean, like he fought our truth because he was like, I'm him, and our truth is like, no, you're Carmelo.
Hello.
I know. Yeah.
I'm our truth. That's Tozawa. What are we doing? So like it's like comedically funny, I think.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
think so.
He's almost like a confident, like funny man.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
he comes off as very serious and he can be serious, but he has this moments where it's like, no, you insulted me. It's like, no, I
Yeah.
didn't. It's like, no,
No,
you
I-
did. I'm gonna fight you.
And it was good. I mean, Randy, if you're gonna put anybody with anybody, Randy's
Yeah,
probably
Randy will make you look good.
yeah.
I didn't
So
watch the
he
match. I just
so
saw a clip from after the match.
so
Or
evil Randy's coming back, Zach. I
Oh, I love
think
Evil Randy.
the
You pump
voices,
people.
the
Yeah.
yeah. So this is the second time he's threatened to punt somebody.
Oh, I love it. Bring it back. The
did that
voices are
become a
back.
thing when they got rid of the punt? Like it was like Randy, you're not allowed
Ugh.
to do that, and it was like the
Yeah, it
voices in
was.
my head are telling me to do it.
Yeah, no, that was yeah.
It's a tough sell. Like you
Does he
can't
just start
really.
like looking around? He's like,
He just gets mad, and then he
Yeah.
like yeah. Then you're like lying in like a vulnerable spot, and he'll just back up, and you kind of go, oh
he's like,
shit.
Shit, he's gonna do it. It's hard to fake it. It's hard to sell it. It's
Yeah,
because Kevin came out right and stopped it.
yeah.
yeah.
Kevin
Okay.
came out, grabbed his leg. He's gonna
He's like,
chase him.
no.
I'll get you one
Did
day.
they start to fight or no? Is it just
No,
like
he
he
Yeah.
just stopped it? He's
yeah,
like,
no. Kevin
Randy,
did it.
no, I love you.
He
Yeah.
did it. He did it. Kevin just rolled out and took off.
Because I
And
wonder
then
if they're gonna do that, where he's like, Kevin's like, Randy, I never wanted, like, I never hated you, like, I still love you, and Randy's like, no.
Yeah.
well, Randy tried to get Kevin to relax, and then he hit him with that muscle buster.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's gonna
Yeah.
be one of those moments where it's
Yeah.
like Kevin's like, I never meant to hurt you, but Randy's gonna be like the Kevin in the moment, like, no, you did it.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
think
hate
it's
you
gonna be
now.
I think it's gonna be Randy Kevin at WrestleMania too.
Especially since Kevin came in here, he's
Yeah,
gonna be popping in probably the next few weeks to again another solid Saturday match, maybe a Sunday
Mhm.
match, depending on how big it gets.
It could be Sunday.
yeah, I think that one could be because it's Randy.
And that's where it's like it based off the two that you'd have in there, I could definitely see it being a Sunday match, but it all depends on what all's going on because maybe there's just a hotter storyline that they're like put that on Sunday.
Yeah.
And
I think as we get closer, I think we should do like a little prediction because like
It'll be fun.
do you
maybe
do
2 weeks
like
before, let's just sit
yeah
down and we could
Yeah.
just do like a
because
what matches do we have Saturday, what do we have Sunday, based off what we know, because some things might
yeah
change.
because I was gonna say it'd be interesting to see if they just kind of do like a one title match on Saturday to kind of let everybody and
Maybe
then
the
Sunday's the
American
big
belt
the USA
or USA
yeah
belt,
the LA
sorry.
night
Or does
but
well, I guess some Jimmy's wanting it, and so maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a
Yeah.
three-way belt match,
the Usos aren't very good singles wrestlers. I'm gonna be honest.
and that's
They
where it's a
gotta-
Saturday match. Just get the title out of the way.
Yeah.
Save the bathroom match. You can have a better
Honestly,
bathroom match
yeah.
on Sunday.
Let LA Knight come out
He's
and
gonna win again.
Uh,
He's just gonna hold that belt forever.
hmm
uh, second to last match we end up at is Gunther, and he brought out Axiom of the Fraxium tag team of NXT. Axiom is a Spanish wrestler, so he's from Spain, so that's why they brought him out.
Luchador.
And I think he's the only Spanish wrestler on the WWE roster. So that's
I thought it was a good match too.
it was.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but like just the clips I watched, I was like, okay, this looked
Oh,
like it was
solid.
a fun match
I
to
like
watch.
it was a good match, and I think Gunther's so big that he just makes like he's your M Bison character. Right? He's
Yeah.
always gonna be like, oh, and he's coming at you.
Well, and I also, and maybe I think like you guys, maybe it's because of you guys. I do like how luchadors wrestle. I just think
Yeah,
that
if
it's a
it's
lot
fun.
more flying, and when they're fighting the big men, it looks a lot better because it's usually a smaller guy trying to like,
A
David and
luchador
Goliath
against
kind of
a
moment.
luchador against a big guy is always a good combination.
As long as the big guy knows how to like manage
Yeah.
it, it's like I think it looks really good.
Oh, that I mean,
That's
and that was what why Ray was so big was that
He's like the underdog. It's David versus
He'll
Goliath
naturally
every
always
week
be.
for him.
and WWE at the time was just filled with big dudes. So he's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I'll just as long as you know how to flip me around.
Yeah, you're fighting
Well,
a big guy.
and again, and I maybe this is just how I look at it. Why do you think his finisher's a 619? He doesn't have to
Because
pick up
he
some
doesn't have to pick
6'6",
anybody, and
300-pound dude.
That's good.
Yeah, he's not picking up Kevin Nash.
No.
Yeah, he's like, hey, just lay there, and I got the rest. Don't worry.
Gunther ended it with the old kung fu, just murdering you with a chop to the chest, power bomb to end it, and Gunner got the 1, 2, 3. But it was cool. It definitely again everybody that he keeps trying to make an example, right?
Yeah.
He's on a mission.
Yeah.
Legitimately, he is making this match gonna be more because, like you said, Jay really hasn't done much other than be like, "I'm coming for you, Gunther."
Yeah.
Yeah, the old four words, one syllable.
Yeah.
Yeet. Like that's, yeet.
Well, and
Like, that's
even
kinda
was
really
it
does.
A-Town Down or whatever their name is.
Yeah.
They even made the comments like, dude, like all you say is yeet kind of thing. Before
Yeah.
their match was 2 weeks ago, they made that, and they're like, all right, I'm gonna fight
Yeah.
you.
And Jay's like, I took that as disrespect. So,
Correct.
um, and lastly, we have DIY versus the Street Profits. My goodness.
I think DIY is very boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, the good thing is that they're no longer fucking
They
champions.
don't have it anymore.
Let's go. It's free.
Street Profits took it.
This might be your bathroom match on Sunday.
It might be.
Listen, no,
not a
no,
horrible
we're not gonna disrespect the Street Profits like this. The
Power
Street
friendship,
Profits,
baby.
the Street Profits are great.
Oh,
First
they are
off,
great. I
But
love the Street
that's-
Profits.
I
love the
put them
Street
on Sunday, but if
Yeah.
you put the rest of the lineup of Sunday, where are you gonna go pee?
I'm gonna be there.
Yes.
I'm gonna go. You go pee before.
Profits. You go-
Daniel's
you
like, I'm
hold it.
pausing it.
We're not pausing it.
No. We're gonna.
This train stops for no one.
No one. I've installed a TV in the bathroom.
You're gonna keep
Everyone
watching it.
gets a
It's not
bottle,
gonna end.
okay? Here's a little bit of tape.
It honestly, the Street Profits gave SmackDown's tag team what they needed, the shot they needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I think this coming Friday is going to be Pretty Deadly versus Street Profits,
Which will be very fun.
which will be a very fun
It'll
match.
be better than DIY.
I did think DIY is kind of boring.
the
Yeah,
DIY
yes.
is your solid half back up the middle run for
Yep,
4 yards,
I kind of liked, was it Motor City Machine Guns?
Yeah.
I thought
They
those
were
guys
fun.
are pretty good.
and they have a cool name. Their finisher is called Skull and Bones. Like,
This is fun. DIY is like, oh yeah, the fullback is still positioned.
Kind of.
yeah. What if Mike Allstott got a couple runs just real fast?
yeah, okay.
You're
Gets
like,
the
oh,
job done, but you're only getting 3 yards.
Yeah, it's not sexy.
No.
Nobody wakes up and goes, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Fullback die.
On the other hand, I will say good for Johnny Gargano because his wife is Candice LeRae, who has been Naya's putty minion. So good for them for getting
Good-
back.
Oh yeah, they're back on TV. They're doing it. So
But
They're doing it at home, yes.
Yeah.
I think
dang.
sick. They're DIYing it. But no good. Like I think DIY might be a better tag team group. Like kind of like Cody. They're better
Mhm.
chasing stuff than they are with it.
When they own it, it's kind of like there's not much,
Nah, there's not much.
Yeah, it's you
not
have
much
to
cooking.
Yeah. Whereas I think Montez and Angelo Dawkins
Are good champs.
Yeah. I think
It's
they'll be
almost
the
like when Jimmy and Jay had it is like nobody can stop us kind of thing. They
Yeah.
had, I assume, the swagger where it was like, who's gonna beat us?
They really did. There was something different. When they were together, it's that twin
Well, they
thing.
had both, right? They had
Yeah.
Raw and SmackDown at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're just
that
like we're
was-
fighting every week. Like nobody can
Yeah.
touch us.
The Bloodline had both men's singles titles and both men's.
Oh, really? Was
Yeah.
it both
tag
under
team
Roman?
titles. Yeah.
Oh, I know it. So Roman dropped it to Seth at some point before last year's WrestleMania.
No, it was they unified the belt into one thing right now. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's why.
or then they broke it apart after
Yeah. So
WrestleMania.
So Roman was the Raw's and SmackDown's men's champion, not the
Mhm.
Intercontinental, but both of those, and then
Got
they
you.
combined them to be
Okay.
one. And that's the big sparkly black belt.
And I guess
they
that
use.
makes sense that they would
And then-
combine it. Why are you going to have two different chants for different?
And then they brought out the Universal Championship again, and that's what Gunther
Yeah.
has.
Yeah, because I think because Roman's leukemia keeps
Yeah.
him out for long periods of time, so they were like, "Well, we got to do something." So that
Yeah.
was kind
We
of where
need
they
some
switched.
belts.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
some titles. Sorry, I know
Pretty
title
much.
belts.
I like calling
Yeah.
them belts.
I know, but I know that I've
Yeah, I know.
come to understand some people take that as like a sin, and I'm like, it's a belt to
It's
me.
a belt. It's
I know
a
you
belt.
can't. It doesn't
Title
hold up
belt, it's-
pants,
Yeah.
but it's like whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna come out and rock it. What was it? They wear it like a belt. It's a belt.
Yeah, no, it is a belt.
Speaking of Roman, the Paul Heyman announcing, was he coming back next week?
I think so. Yeah,
Or yeah, Roman's coming back next week,
that'd be fun.
which I thought was
Evil-
kind of weird after the whole Monday thing. I was like, Paul, you're
Ev-
out here.
Evil Roman.
Yeah.
is great on the mic.
Yes, Evil Roman is very fun on the mic.
Do you
Evil-
think he kicks Paul to the curb and then Paul goes to CM
Nah.
Punk?
I think Roman is gonna do what I think. I think
WrestleMania could be so good. All
I know.
these just things
Oh,
that
yeah.
could happen.
because Kevin has said Roman hasn't changed as a person. Paul leaving, I think, changes Roman.
Yes.
In a good way or a bad
In a-
way?
I think it that puts
Because
him
has
on his
Paul always
baby
been a
arc.
heel, or
Yeah.
has sometimes he
Yeah.
been like a good guy?
Paul's always
He
Paul's
always
your
is with the
classic
villains.
shady manager who
Yeah.
joins
Okay.
the biggest bully.
Yeah. To help him
Is his
bully.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's a good bully in his own right.
Yeah.
Maybe he goes and is Drew's manager, and they just
That
bicker
would be
and fight
fun.
all day.
I
That'd be
think
great.
so. Oh, it's just them being mean to people on
Drew,
social
Drew,
media.
let me speak. Like, Drew.
Oh,
be
and then he
good.
just starts punching Damian Priest. He's like, "Fuck!
Fuck.
I'd have to
Damn it,
deal with
Drew.
I'd have to deal with this with Roman."
That was fun.
But I think that's gonna be yeah. I think that could be an arc. I don't know if they will do it, but I think Paul leaving will be a big
I
because
think
at that point
that's
Roman will have nobody.
Yeah.
for sure. I feel like that's the direction they're going. And then what do we do with Roman? Like anything could happen, but I do think the splitting with Paul, who's been like his biggest supporter, but then you're kind of figuring out, where does Paul go? Where does Roman go? Like,
Yeah.
how does this shake up
Shape up.
everything?
I will say I think if Roman loses everybody and builds himself back up, he can become the babyface that they always wanted him to be.
I think so too. Yeah.
Or maybe Paul leaves and Roman is tempted by The Rock.
That's possible. And then
Come
he
be
can,
my champion, Roman.
and he can
Because
turn
once
on
Cena
Yeah.
loses, he's done for the year. Rock has his new toy in a sense that's
That'd be
like,
good.
you will fight for me.
True. You could even do Roman wrestling The Rock because Roman has been corporate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And goes, now
Well,
I have nothing.
And
And
speaking of that, not to go back to Raw, Logan offered his services to The Rock.
Oh, hell yeah.
Throwing
the
it out,
Cabal.
we kind of missed it because we got into the Logan hate a little bit.
The
Sorry,
Cabal,
everybody
yeah.
that's Logan fans, but
I think so.
I
I
like
think a
the Cabal.
Cabal will be fun.
The Cabal is always fun.
I've been pushing for it. I think it'll be
Yeah.
good. Cody's not going to have his Cabal set by WrestleMania. He loses.
War Games.
He has to
War
get
Games.
his Avengers together.
War
He's
Games
pulling
is Cabal.
Seth. He's pulling CM who hate each other.
Mm.
He's trying to gather everybody that disagrees. Kevin's coming. Like, guys, we have
Yeah.
to stop this.
He's coming. The Rock is
He's
taking it.
coming.
Oh, Sauron's here.
Because I think you let Cena ride out with that belt for a while. Every
Yeah.
big event, I
Yeah.
think he wins, and like Cody's like trying to like gather the reinforcements to like help him win. And
Now the question is do you have interference for John?
yes,
Yes.
Travis Scott's gonna come out and punch Cody.
Not Travis
Just,
Scott.
how do we stop it? It's like
Actually,
that.
Travis Scott should just stand there and Cody's gonna flinch.
Just Travis Scott's like Melissa McCarthy in that identity theft, and she just keeps punching
punches
people,
him.
punching in the
It's
throat.
just
and
like
running away.
we know it's coming, and we just can't stop it.
Can't, and he can't stop laughing about it. You're just like, you know it's gonna come, and you're still gonna laugh because it's
God
stupid.
damn it. Yeah, that has been WWE for the week. God, it's so exciting. Just to touch on like Will Ospreay and AEW. I heard that AEW's been good from what I've seen. I haven't had a chance to see because I don't have cable, so
It's hard.
yeah. But they finished the big arc, which was Mariah May and Tony Storm. Shout out to them for making it theatrical. I think like it ends with one of them like unconscious in like a spotlight, and then it says the story is over.
Yeah.
And I was
It's
like,
funny.
okay, that's fun.
That's fun.
But Will Ospreay came out, and he had some thoughts and prayers for everybody.
Who's Will?
So Will Ospreay, everybody says he's not a real wrestler because all his shit is jumpy and flippy, which is what I like. It's like luchador wrestling. And he signed with WWE.
AEW.
Oh yeah, he signed with AEW, and basically,
He's our age, by the way.
oh, don't remind me.
I don't like that.
Just sorry. Go ahead. I'm listening.
But he was very good in New Japan. Him and Kenny were probably the two biggest wrestlers that weren't signed to WWE.
Yeah.
And they went to AEW, obviously. But Will came out and said that he thinks that AEW right now is putting on the best wrestling in North America right now. And the internet interneted.
Listen, I don't think that's true.
You think the Cena arc isn't as good as AEW? Are you kidding me?
Like I said, it's the quarterback shit.
speak. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. What is he gonna say?
I mean,
we
it's
put
gonna
on
get
a-
people to watch, maybe.
Exactly. We put on a solid number 2. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just what you say. That's like
Or just
That's
say
just-
we're not even looking at them. We're doing our own
Our own
thing.
thing,
Like
yeah.
we're doing great work here, and that's all we're focused on. Cool.
Yeah. But
Makes sense.
I
Because
get
WWE
why
is saying the same thing.
I get why people reacted to that, but I'm also like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Here,
like nothing to really.
I'll give you the thing, right? And you're gonna be like, this is teammate talk.
Yeah.
He says, for me, I believe in what AEW is doing. I believe in the style. I believe in the genre. I believe it is actually the best wrestling in North America right now. I just want to drive that home. I
Thanks,
want to
man.
be the guy, so I want to just keep doing what I'm doing out here and just hope that we can keep freaking putting on these classic shows. Recent
Let's go.
Dynamites and Collisions have been fucking stellar. I've
Go.
enjoyed it. I feel like I didn't realize the heights that I could reach here. It's just been like a crazy little ride, and I feel like there's so much that I have done and I've experienced, and I've not really digested it really well. There's things that I've digested, but I just love the environment. I do love the work ethic that I'm putting in, and there's something about getting your gym bag and going to the gym, actually putting your gym shoes on and doing it. For me, there's something about that when I have my little bag, and I've got me backpack, and I get on the airport, and when I get here, there's a little drive, and that work ethic really comes out. I've got a mission. I really want to stick to it. I want to keep driving home how much AEW is the best wrestling here. I've just got that mad work ethic right now.
I'm gonna
I
go
mean,
through a wall for that, man.
it's teammate talk. It's
Yeah,
It's
what do you
raw
Pat
want him to
yourselves on the
say?
back, everybody.
it's
Take
raw
it
raw
on.
shit. What do you want him to like?
I love
I don't
it.
think anyone actually believes it. Not when
Yeah.
you have heel Cena, right?
Yeah.
If it
But
wasn't heel Cena and it was just some boring like, oh, like Cena and Cody get along, like, all
yeah,
right, like I could
but
maybe see that. You got Jay and
yeah,
Gunther, like, come on, sorry, Jay,
no.
love you.
But I also know how unseemly internet wrestling people can be, so I know he probably got absolutely roasted for it when really, really the actual reaction to it is just go, yeah, he's just that's it's like when you're on a team, you're like, no, our team's the best. That's just what you do.
We're
Yeah,
the Browns. We're the
Yeah,
best team in the NFL right now.
right.
Just
But yeah,
Miles
no,
tough
like
losses.
Miles Garrett said he was in it for for the championships, and
I
then
mean,
they
for the
paid him
champ,
50
wait,
million. Yeah,
yeah,
how much money? Yeah, sure.
listen,
way too
dog.
much. Yeah,
I'll sit the
exactly.
bench if you want. I don't care.
Me and Zach on the Lawyer Time podcast have said we'll sell our souls.
Souls for well, we just want to be t-shirt merchants, honestly.
Y'all are gonna be the masseuse for Deshaun
Yeah,
Watson. That's all I'm
Dog,
saying.
fuck,
you,
like, listen,
I'll sign the NDA.
yeah, just pay me enough.
Yeah, let me
Um,
just get this mouth alive for you, there, big dog.
but
But
I thought it was funny that like I said, people were like controversial comments, and it's like, yeah, he has like,
he has to say it.
yeah, like
Good for him.
you can't sign with them and go fuck.
Fuck. Yeah, no, that's what you have to say.
Ooh, I
It's
want
gonna be
this
funny
back.
in like 6 months when he signs with WWE.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah,
But I mean, yeah, it's
it is what it is.
Hey,
But I think he's gonna be a guy that they have to keep. And like I like David, I recommend. There's a few. He has some really good matches. He has a match with my Speedball Mike Bailey.
yeah.
But his style of wrestling, a lot of people don't like because there's not a lot of selling. So you get bopped, you pop right back up, right?
Yeah.
And like some people don't like it, some people don't. But I admire.
I'm right in the middle. Like I don't need you rolling around for 20 minutes, but
Yeah.
you got hit. Like come on.
Yeah. I feel like out of that style, Will Ospreay does it the best.
Yeah.
Out of that style of wrestling.
Does he just come off as like a tough guy? Like I can take a hit kind of thing.
Yeah, it's almost like a
Or it's, like,
choreographed
faster.
fight.
They can do more.
Yeah, it seems
with it.
it seems much more choreographed. It's much more I do this, you do this, I do like which is well, that's how wrestling is, but it's much more apparent.
Mhm.
But I think he is the best at that style, and what he does is very, very impressive.
Yeah, no, he's definitely outside of he probably was my favorite. He probably is my favorite non WWE wrestler,
Yeah, no,
just because I like that. Outside of Phoenix,
well, I was gonna say because Phoenix still have
Oh.
it outside of Pennant. Yeah.
and I forgot to mention that actually. Totally forgot about SmackDown. So SmackDown gave us 2 commercials. One of it which showed a man in the luchador mask walking on a rope.
It could be Phoenix.
And apparently
Chad
I didn't
Gable and all of his
I didn't-
minions.
I didn't see it, but apparently his chest tattoo appeared.
Uh,
So everybody's saying is Phoenix coming,
it could be
and then
Phoenix.
you put him on SmackDown, and then you have Pentagon on Raw.
That'd be sick.
Then they fight at WrestleMania.
I don't think we have
Dog.
enough time. I don't think we have enough
Saturday.
time for them.
Next
but
next
Saturday.
year, dog. I
Yeah.
will listen.
They're gonna
I'm
get a
be-
match. They'll put him in somehow. Pentagon's been so big, he's gonna get the.
I would put. Listen, I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be controversial. This is just me talking about my ass, but this is my Lucha Underground love. I would
there it is.
put.
There it is. First time.
First
We
time,
almost
first
made a
time.
full
I
episode,
would
but you brought
put-
it up.
I would put Phoenix and Pentagon Sunday night main event.
No,
I
you won't
That'll
get
would.
a main
be
event.
Seattle,
See,
yeah, the
I
zero fear
would.
booking.
you'll get it
Listen,
Saturday night main event. You won't get it Sunday main event.
Probably, but no, that's a banger of a match.
that would be a banger of a match. But also they've hinted at Malachi Black coming back.
Mm.
Malachi Black, who is married to Selena Vega. Fun fact.
Oh. Eh.
Malachi.
He was cool. Fun fact. Also, we're just talking about people dating in the wrestling world. Did you know Buddy Murphy dated Alexa Bliss?
No, dang, buddy. Pick a lane, big dog.
Buddy, I was unfamiliar with your
Your
game.
game.
But yeah, so on Total Divas, she was like, "I'm dating an NXT guy. His name is Buddy."
Stop
And
making fun of me,
I was like, "Oh, shout out to Buddy, dog, Buddy. I guess he's got something."
dude.
Shout out
But
to
he's got the
Buddy.
nightmare blunt rotation, dog.
Yeah. But yeah, Malachi was part of a group in AEW called the House of Black, which is a really cool name.
His finishing move is called Black Mass. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great. Listen, I'm gonna give it.
Who's he
Listen,
married to?
name's
Selena.
Vega.
Zelina Vega.
Oh,
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a tag team or with was it Dominic and Liv versus her
Yes.
and yeah.
She was the voice of the brown people for LWO
Yeah. Mhm.
when Dominic was out there being, which is funny because they're probably a better luchador wrestlers they could have brought up, but that's just me.
Hmm.
But yes,
Alright.
I think that's it, everybody. The bell is rung. The match is over. I don't know who got pinned, but
Probably me.
I hope it was me.
hold me down. But yes, that is the end of our match. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation as much as we have, and let us know your thoughts. Do you think who wins? Here we go. This is the big question. Who wins the promo battle, John or Cody?
Mm.
Tell
Let us
tell
know
us.
in them comments.
Let us know in the comments. And this question will be on TikTok. Let us know who wins this, Cody or John? Who wins the promo battle?
It's gonna be John. Sorry.
Say John too.
Listen,
But
yes,
we'll let the people decide.
yes, we'll let the voice of the voiceless or CM Punk. But thank you for my tag team partners Zach and David. We look forward to seeing everybody next week and talk more about good lucha things.
Good lucha things.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
All right.